No.
Absolutely not.
Samantha has spoken.
Yeah, how do you become an astronaut? Like, you want to be an astronaut? Because Helen Sharman was just listening to the radio one day, and it said we're looking for people to apply to be an astronaut, and she applied and got the job.
That's right.
And she already worked for Mars, so it wasn't that much of a change.
No.
I think you have to be slightly more highly qualified than I am for a start off, and living in America would probably help. I'd have thought.
Helen Sharman didn't live in America.
No, I know, but that was a special thing, wasn't it? It was liaison between the Russians and the British to get a British astronaut up.
You could be.
Well, yeah, but you know, I'd have to move to Russia instead.
That'd be great. That'd be really great. You could be.
And with the instability of the Russian economy at the moment, a bit of a political comment there, I would be afraid that they might send me up and not be able to get me back down again.
Well, it did have that
No,
guy
this
that was
is
up
the
there for
plan.
like a year during the
During
coup.
the Troubles, they sort of
And
left
there was
him up there for a
this
while.
guy that had gone up to have a look at the Mir space station. He was going to hang pictures on the wall or something. He was like taking up the supplies from the DIY superstore, you know. And
Repainting
and he was up there for like a year. And there was all this stuff going on down on the ground. He's got like, what's happening?
Keep him going for a year.
Well, you don't need the fuel once you're up there.
Once you're on
Of
the
course
space
you
station,
don't.
it's just orbiting.
Yeah.
Gravitational pull, you see.
It's things like loo roll that must have got very low.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the least of
Ooh.
your problems.
Oh, I think it's a pretty nasty one.
Yeah, I know, but there are worse things that can happen.
You could
up
run
there.
out of oxygen, that'd be pretty nasty.
Oh, it'd be gross.
Did anybody watch the film last Sunday with Lee Majors? It was called Starbird or Starflight or something.
No.
Oh, it was a classic. Oh, it was so bad. It was just wonderful.
What were you doing watching movies last Sunday? You were here.
Last Sunday afternoon.
Oh, right.
Ah.
Okay.
When I was a sad person and just watching the telly.
Why are you telling us, Lee, that Lee Majors has been in a bad film?
Now, as shocking
Well,
might be,
a
Gary,
thespian
I'm
of his
sorry
quality,
about
surely,
it.
wouldn't sully himself.
I'm sure it all turned out well in the end.
I want you to be an astronaut. I want you to be a cosmonaut or an astronaut
Yeah.
or something.
Just because you want an interesting interview for the show, like when I'm up there.
Also, you can casually drop it into conversation in London.
Yeah.
My chum, who, by the way, is an astronaut.
That'd be cool.
Have I told you about my friend, the astronaut?
We could send your CV off to NASA.
Yeah,
we could spice it up a bit.
Because, you know, I get embarrassed about doing things like that.
Well, no, I mean, well, you
Has
know,
own rocket, willing to travel.
everybody spices up their CV, so you could say, like, on Samantha's Sunday night parties, I reviewed
I'm
the films.
Space correspondent.
Yeah, but I also did lots of technological stuff about spacecraft.
Yeah. See, I knew that a space station orbits and doesn't need fuel. See, I'm qualified.
Well, you see, the thing is that I would kind of like to do it, but I don't like heights, and I'd be scared of dying. And I kind of admire people who are intrepid and groundbreaking and don't mind doing
I'm
that
not worried
stuff.
about dying. I mean, you know, hey-ho.
I
We've all
would.
got to go.
I would, though, going that way, being fried in the spacecraft.
This is the girl who doesn't drink and doesn't smoke saying, I'm not frightened of dying.
Anyway, I just thought things
It does bring it all to these programs that we were talking about earlier, the One Small Step, how incredible it was that man has walked on the moon.
But the
And just the whole
incredible
thing.
thing is the quality of the footage. Amazing quality.
And the fact that their entire computer capacity that they had is less than the average domestic PC
Yeah.
today. You know, I mean, 25 years ago, technology was like, good grief, it was so, you know, antiquated. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember watching that. I stayed up all night to watch that moon landing. While I was on holiday from school. That was all right.
How could you do that?
But my mum, because I said to my mum, did I actually stay up and watch? So I don't remember, because obviously I was -4 or something.
You were incredibly young.
Yeah, I was like,
That would account for the gap in the memory.
I think it would. No, but I asked my mum, she said, and I was really anxious after I'd seen these programmes to find out if I'd actually seen it, because I remembered seeing it, but I didn't know whether I remembered seeing somebody else landing on the moon. So I asked my mum today when I saw it, she said, I don't remember.
I have a
Thanks.
Time magazine from 1969, the souvenir edition from the moon landings.
Oh, great, would you bring it in?
I might do, yeah.
Are you
I'm
bringing
feeling
some
generous.
photos of Otto?
Sent a dog into space, the Russians, a very long time ago.
I know.
69, 70.
Yes, and they didn't bring it back.
That's
Yeah, I know.
right.
The downside of that, though, is the guy who owned that dog, Paul, every time that dog now says walkies. It's like, no way, no way. It's like one thing to go around the park a couple of times, but like, no.
Anyway.